10 years. Oh yeah, we'll get it to you. It never happened. It never happened. I don't know whatever happened to that video recording of the Oneida presentation. They talk about it, but it seems like they're not comfortable about releasing that video recording. So it was nice. It was a good feeling. Then the next year, these committee had a discussion. Yeah, the next year they're going to make another presentation. They're going to do it again. They're going to have a great law reading again. Well, it's now been. There's been 4 years of recitals now. Every year they have a recital. And it's always the Peacemaker's journey. They haven't presented Estrada-Goeman. They haven't presented the duties and responsibilities of the chiefs. They haven't presented the duties and responsibilities of the clan members. They haven't presented the duties and responsibility of the clan members. We all have a responsibility to that law. It's not the chiefs and clan members, it's our responsibility. It's our issues. We haven't had a chance to hear somebody say that. We're kind of told, no, you're not allowed to do that. You know, we're kind of told that, but we know it's our job and responsibility. We know it's our duty, but we don't have the permission to do it. If you do it, you get criticized. If you do it, you're chastised. You're told, he doesn't know what he's talking about, or he doesn't understand it. If you bring it up, they chastise you. That's why we're sitting in this room where we should have been at the Ganusisna. We should have been at the Longhouse. See? We should be, our home is in the Longhouse. Ganusisna. The very way you describe Ganusisna is where the people feel comfortable getting together. We're not allowed. We're not allowed in our own home to discuss the things that are necessary for the very survival of our way of life. So I guess we're going to look forward to this summer. We're going to have another recital. We're going to hear the same story. We're going to hear, it's a beautiful story. But it's now been 4 times. I know that thing inside out. I've heard it. I'm hoping for the story of Estrada-Goeman. I'm hoping for the opportunity to hear in the most basic way and to be able to discuss with everybody about how clans work together, how laws are. I want to be encouraged to build consensus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I want to be able to work with people who may not have the same understanding as I do, but we can respectfully disagree with one another, but not attack each other personally. Mm-hmm. That's because that's what's happening. Huh? Our Longhouse, if they don't agree with you, they'll attack you. Say it. Our processes isn't working. It's not applicable. The chiefs won't open a discussion to the public. They'll shut the meeting down, and they'll go and have a meeting on the side, and then they'll make decisions, and then they tell us what's good for us without our participation. We have such a beautiful law. We have such a beautiful way of life, but we don't have access to it. We are not participants of it. We're not allowed to love it. We're not allowed to be part of it. We're kept away from it. That's not right. How can we teach our own young people if we don't have practical experience in it? If we're told how it works and not allowed to be involved in it, how do we keep generating that teaching? How do we share? to our next generation if we have not had the experience. It's not theory. It's practical experience. So what we have left, what we talk about, is a lot of theory. Here's the way they ought to do it, is what we hear. And what we should be doing is, here's how we did it. That's what we should be talking about. Here's how we did it. Here's how we resolved that particular conflict. Here's the way we use lovingfulness to comfort people in conflict. Estrada-Goeman talks that way. So, I'm presenting a lot of complex ideas. But I think each and every one of you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You do know. You've felt that pain. You felt that confusion. You felt that door closed on you. So, what are we going to do about it? What is our chances of being participants of Estrada-Goeman, the great way of being nice? That's what our law is. That's the foundation of our law. The great way of being. How can we be participants of a way of being nice when we're not allowed to? It's in our language, my friends. That's the key. Because it's the very essence of our survival. We have to continue our ceremonies. We have to continue our clan duties and responsibilities. We have to put together a foundation for our children. Our children are looking at us and they're wondering, I think, if we can survive. If we are going to be able to put it together. It gets more complicated every year at the chief's level, at the Dianeso level. And then this whole other question, what is the duties and responsibilities of Estrada-Goeman? What some people refer to as the warrior society. That's not what it is. Estrada-Goeman, it has nothing to do with warrior society. Estrada-Goeman is the men and their responsibilities. What is our responsibilities? The men and women who don't have titles. What is it we are required to do to uphold the Estrada-Goeman, to make it available to everybody, to keep that law afloat, keep it available? Because you're not going to find it in libraries, you're not going to find it in the National Archives in Washington, you're going to find it in the hearts and minds of the youth. They already know it. These young kids, they feel it. But they don't want to talk about it because we don't have permission to talk about it. The men. You know, we came through a lot. The warrior societies. We came through a lot. We've been criminalized. We've been ostracized. We've been told that we're not doing it. It's not our job. We've been told that we should kneel down and repent. There's an old Indian expression that says, and it's the funniest English. It says, to the tumbling thoughts tumbling thoughts of confusion. But that's how you answer something when you're so confused. You don't have a damn clue what to talk about. You know, it's a difficult topic. It's a hard topic because of what we've been through about Estrada-Goeman. There's a lot of negative implications. But that's not the way it should be. We have duties and responsibilities about the men and the women of the clans have certain duties and responsibilities as it relates to the subject matter before us. About our clan, when we're in clans. You know, when somebody's celebrating something, each clan member should understand it, how they're going to participate in that celebration. As a clan member, it gives me certain latitude to participate in that celebration. If I'm on one side of the house, I celebrate it in such a way. If I'm the other side of the house, I celebrate it in a little bit different way. That membership of your clan is critical on how you deal with these informations coming at you. And then, once it's done, the clans come back together and say, we did the very best we could under the circumstances we had been given. That's the way it should be. There should be a collective responsibilities from members of the clan to the issues that we're talking about. So, my friends, I'm presenting some very difficult issues, some very difficult topics. It's not easy. It's a hard, everyday, conscious conflict about how much we're able to freely talk about. Because, we're told that we can't bring these things up. We can't talk about it. Yet we know we have to talk about it because there have been lies, there have been disingenuous reports about what the Estrada-Goeman is. And we have to try to correct. How do you correct it if you're not allowed to bring up the subject? How do you address someone when somebody's lying about it? How do you deal with it? There's a friend of mine, or at least used to be a friend of mine, that lived in the Onondaga community who came to Onondaga and went on the radio. He was on the radio. And he chastised the Estrada-Goeman and named me personally about all what the Estrada-Goeman were doing. There's no defense. You can't defend yourself. You're not allowed to defend yourself. You're not allowed to present the truth. So all this disingenuous philosophical bullshit is oppressing us. It's oppressing our thinking. It's like my friend said, our mind is capsulized by somebody else's corrupt thinking. It's bullshit. Thank you very much.